Hi everyone, this is Love Johar. Thank you so much for watching this video and thank you so much for tuning into this channel. If you want to see more and more videos around third-party risk management, if you want to see more and more videos around GRC, if you want to see more and more videos around all the compliances which are out there, okay, like SOC 1, SOC 2, SOC 3. So make sure that you subscribe to this channel, okay? It's very important that you subscribe to this channel so that you get the most out of it, okay? So in this video, let us understand what are the main factors. How can we categorize the vendors, the third-party suppliers, the third-party, uh, you know, uh, the third-party companies which support our organization into different tier levels. Okay, it is very important. In the last video, we saw what are the different factors, and in this particular video, we'll see how basically tier levels are defined, how tier 1 is defined, how tier 2 is defined, how tier 3 is defined, so that actually when you perform on your organization, you know how to basically define these tiers. So definitions are very important here. Okay, so you need to make a note of this. So once, first of all, we need to identify, okay, as per the life cycle phases. If you watch the life cycle video of third party risk management, you must have find out the first phase actually is to identify all the third parties. So once you have identified all the third parties, then secondly, they need to be categorized based on two important factors. One is the business criticality, second is the risk exposure. Business criticality, very simple to understand, how essential the vendor is to the core operation of the business, right? And risk exposure is also very simple to understand. What is the potential impact if the vendor is compromised or fails? Okay. What are the different types of data which the vendor is dealing with? Okay, which will define the risk exposure of the vendor. So now let us see what are the tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3 level. Okay. Tier 1 means very high risk. Tier 2 means moderate risk, and tier 3 means low risk. So why do we need to define these into different tiers? Why do we need to define the vendor into different tiers? Is because you can apply controls accordingly. Okay, if you do not know the tier levels, how would you apply the controls? Okay, that would always become a question for you. So if you know the tier levels, control application becomes very easy, right? So that's why you need to know the tier levels. So tier 1, very high risk. What do we mean by that? Vendors who have access to sensitive data. What do we mean by sensitive data? Let's say PII or SPII, right? Core IT infrastructure or direct impact on the operation. Okay, whatever these three categories are there, if the vendors are falling into this category, you call them as a tier 1, as a high risk vendor. Okay, tier 2, vendor supporting essential business functions but without direct critical access to the operation. Okay, they are providing you support but they are not impacting directly to the operations. Okay, now, tier 3 is basically vendor with minimum access to sensitive data or business critical operations. They're basically providing you backend support. For example, you can say that office supplies, your consumable items, day to day, items from procurement, purchasing and all that. So office supplies, catering, event organizers and all that, right? So they don't have a lot of impact. Now, but when you come to the tier 1, there basically you have your payroll system, your HR systems, your Salesforce systems, and all the basic applications on which your organization is actually working on a day-to-day basis, right? So if these applications are down, your business units will be down, right? So make sure that you understand that tier 1 properly. Okay, then tier 2 is in between. For example, if there is any backend support provided by a third party for any of the software or any of the SaaS applications that you are using, then you can call them in the tier 2. Okay, so again, more and more on this we'll be discussing in our practical 40 hour 40 plus hours session. That is a workshop basically that I'm conducting. So if you really want to apply for the workshop, if you are interested, please add in the comment section that you're interested, and I'll give you the contact details for the same. So it's 100% practical, hands-on third-party risk management workshop that you will be performing on. Okay, and each and every detail around third-party risk management, around the compliances, around the contracts, around the around the country compliances as well. For example, in which particular country, which all compliances are there. Each and everything will be discussed in detail, right, in that particular session. And most important part, it will be 100% practical. There is no theory at all. So So, for example, in this case, you will be given a case study. You will be actually bifurcating the vendors depending upon the case study. I'll be reviewing your work, whether you are categorizing properly or not. So, it will be basically a live production environment, like a kind of a scenario. Okay. So, definitely, if you really want to, upgrade your career to the next level in terms of GRC and third-party risk management, it's a very good opportunity for you. So, definitely go for it. Okay. And thank you so much for watching, guys. This is Love Johar. Take care. And that's it for today. Thank you. Bye bye.